Hey guys, and welcome back to the dark side. If you're new to my channel, my name is Julie and you're very welcome. I hope you're not going to mind. I'm going to be using some notes today because I don't know about anybody else, but I have the memory of a goldfish, and just so that this sort of isn't all over the place, I just have my notes here because there's a lot that I want to say about Rian Johnson. So today's video is of course about someone who really frustrates me as a Star Wars fan, Rian Johnson. And I'm sure a lot of people are frustrated just as much as I am. So this is also somewhat of a rant video, and it's going to be me explaining why I feel personally that Rian Johnson hates Star Wars fans. So firstly guys, as a lot of you will already have noticed, Rian Johnson is so frustrating. He doesn't know how to handle criticism. So when he receives any critique at all, or even constructive criticism that would maybe help him, he doesn't like it, and he also, most importantly, he doesn't actually listen. Now, he hates criticism because he's in this train of thought in his mind that I have this envisioned of how I want to make a movie. This is how I've envisioned it in my mind, so I'm going to make the Star Wars movie in that manner. But why not, Rian Johnson, think to yourself, there's so many fans that love Star Wars and that love the Star Wars franchise, so why not also think, yes, I can do it in a way that I want in my mind and how I would see the movie, but I also could maybe consider, just maybe consider, what would the fans enjoy and what would the fans like to see in this movie. But no guys, that wasn't Rian Johnson's plan. I'm actually going to read out something that he actually said. So Rian Johnson said, if I had have wrote wondering what the fans would want, it wouldn't have worked and I would have made a bad movie. Right, okay. Is it just me, or did he not make a bad movie anyway? That's sorry Rian, but that's exactly what you done. You made not only a bad movie, a terrible movie. It was all over the place. It was just so bad. So another thing that he also said, which I thought was quite laughable, was that most of the percentage of people have been being really nice, but he must be blindsided because there's so many people that were so frustrated at The Last Jedi. I'm not going to go online and be really mean to him. All I've done is I've went on his Twitter, I'm not going to lie, I went on his Twitter and said that, what was it I said? Oh yes, that the little porgs was the only thing that was good in the movie because they were kind of cute. I think that was what I had said. But it's the truth, and I also had said that he'd ruined Luke Skywalker's character, and he'd ruined the other characters, you know, the heroes of Star Wars. You know, that's just me being, you know, constructive. I must actually check, he's probably blocked me because he started actually blocking everyone on Twitter that says anything bad about Star Wars, and that he's getting rid of everyone from his Twitter. So yeah, like, I don't understand, because there's thousands of fans that are actually really against The Last Jedi and they don't like his work. So I don't understand where this huge percentage is coming from, because it's a bigger percentage of people giving him bad remarks than it is people giving him really good remarks and lovely remarks about the movie. I don't know if that's his way of maybe feeling better about himself, but you know, it is Rian Johnson we're talking about. How much more ridiculous can this actually get? So any criticism, guys, that Rian Johnson gets, he just uses ridiculous excuses to try and defend the rubbish nonsense that he made, which was of course, you know, The Last Jedi. I mean, he actually tries to use Star Wars fans, us, as excuses. It seems to be the main excuses that he actually uses. He said Star Wars fans are so passionate. So this definitely must be a reason that I have came to conclude that he hates Star Wars fans, because he knows that we are so passionate about the movies. I mean, of course we are. If you're a fan of something, of course you're going to be passionate about it. I don't understand, but how can you use that as any sort of defense for your nonsense and your poor decisions? You know, just know, Rian, just know. What I don't understand is Rian Johnson needs to understand that this is a franchise that we have either grew up on or we have grown to love over the years. You know, Star Wars goes back a long time, you know, so this is something that a wide generation of people have grown to love. So do you know what, we just don't like you coming along and messing with it, along with others like Kathleen Kennedy. But oh my goodness, no guys, just know that is a completely whole other video and a whole other rant, and I'm not even going to get myself started there. Yes, we are passionate, Rian, about Star Wars. It's not a crime, and we have the right to be concerned, and we have the right to be worried, you know. So if you don't like it, then that's tough, and if you don't like people giving you constructive critique or just even critique in general, then get off Twitter, get off social media or whatever other accounts that you have. You don't have to be on Twitter. If you're saying you want to get rid of everyone from Twitter, then just don't be on it if you don't want people having their opinion. Not 100% of people in the whole world are going to love your work, Ryan. They're not going to say, oh, I loved Star Wars. It was amazing. Everything in it made sense. You're an amazing director. You might be a good director on other movies, but Star Wars, please just stay away, as far away from it as possible, please. Something else that Ryan said, guys, the more I talk about this guy, the more ridiculous this gets, and ridiculous isn't even a word, but how much more ridiculous can this get? I'm just getting more infuriated, and I think my migraine has just got worse. He actually makes my migraines worse the more I talk about this guy. He said that we care an awful lot about the characters. Wow, I mean, of course we care about the characters. I mean, if we didn't care about the characters, what are we supposed to be really caring about here? You know, answer that question. You know, I mean, you're talking about characters like strong characters, relatable characters, inspirational characters like Luke Skywalker, you know, Princess Leia. I mean, I'm not even going to go on to talk about what I would call the space Leia scene. That really frustrated me as a fan to watch. I mean, I really love Carrie Fisher, so I was just sitting thinking, oh my gosh, just no. I actually looked away because even everyone in the cinema was sort of shaking their head. I just can't understand. Like, I don't know what you were thinking, basically. I don't know what he was thinking. You're talking about really strong characters that people have been inspired by, people have loved over the years. But what we're annoyed at about Rian Johnson is, and what I'm annoyed at, is he took those characters, how dare that man, he took those characters away from us, and he done it in such a condescending way, and he made their characters look ridiculous. I mean, I just don't understand it. I mean, he actually said, there's nothing, I'm going to read this out, guys, there is nothing I've read or seen that makes me think, oh, I did kind of mess that up. I would have done that differently. If I could go back, I still genuinely believe in all, yes, all guys, not even some, all the decisions that I've made. Really, like, there's nothing you would go back to the drawing board and say, what was I thinking? After all of the bad critique that you give, if that was me, oh my goodness, I wouldn't even have the time to be sitting here. I would be at the drawing board all day, all night looking, what did I do? What did I do? There has to be something. Like, he still is so 100% proud of this movie. Oh my gosh, just wow. Just wow. I don't know. I mean, I know that some people like the movie, and I'm not going to, you know, destroy anyone's enjoyment. If you like the movie, fair play. Anyways, guys, I'm just going to move on because this migraine's getting worse the more I talk about this guy. Going back to the characters, the reason that he hates that we care an awful lot about them is because he knows that he was too busy in the movie when he was creating it, pushing an agenda. The guy splashed politics on the movie like an artist with a paintbrush. He had no interest in the characters, let's face it, and he had no interest in making the characters admirable. And the fact that Rian Johnson didn't care about the characters was definitely one of the worst mistakes imaginable. To Star Wars fans, I mean, we were going to notice. If you thought we weren't going to notice, you're definitely not even a Star Wars fan, Rian Johnson. So how dare he try to use the fans of any kind of excuse? I mean, he's unreal. The guy really just deserves a medal for being such a complete moron. It clearly bothers him that we care about the characters. Now this is because he knows that we, the fans, we know all about the characters. I mean, let's face it, we know all about Han Solo, we know all about Princess Leia, we know all about I've already mentioned Princess Leia. Okay, this is really going great. We know all about Luke Skywalker. So, you know, when you destroy them, guess what, Ryan? We notice. This is the thing, Rian Johnson has a lot to realise. He needs to just open his eyes, realise that Star Wars has been a franchise with characters that we can relate to, and we grew up watching this, guys. You know, his movie just had nonsensical characters. He ruined Luke Skywalker, he made him look like a hermit, he made him look like a wimp. Even Mark Hamill thinks this, which is the guy who actually, of course, plays Luke Skywalker, and he also plays the Joker. I just don't know, I mean, why? I felt so sorry for him. I felt so sorry that these characters had to go into this movie and had to be destroyed like that. I mean, they must have cried so much throughout those movies. I mean, I would have done. The fact that he still was able to act it out, you know what, Mark Hamill, fair play to you, because I don't know if I could have done it, you know. Anyways, he hates that Star Wars fans believe that us actually watching Luke Skywalker in the rubbish that was The Last Jedi made us think, no, that's not how the character should be. Well, of course, that's how we thought. You took the character and made him like someone else. That wasn't even Luke Skywalker. Who even was that? Who was it? It wasn't Luke Skywalker. If that's what you want to believe, then you're definitely not a Star Wars fan. I mean, what I can't understand, guys, is why would Rian Johnson feel the need to depict the old heroes by deeming them as failures? None of the new characters that he even put in the movies were even slightly relatable. So it's not even like I can sit here and say, oh, well, this character A, B, C and D that he put in there, they were very good characters, or this, that and the other, they played really well in the movie. I can't even say that. It was just a load of absolute nonsense through at a screen, splashed into my eyes that I had to watch. Space Leia, what even, you know, just no. Just no. Rian hates that many of us prefer strong female characters, and that's what the problem is here, guys. But why would you not want to put in female characters that have actually worked hard to show us that they've become a really good character in a movie? Why not make them a strong character rather than just throwing girls in there for no reason? I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if Rihanna or Lady Gaga or Britney Spears or someone was just thrown into one of the next Star Wars movies. Why not write in proper female characters? And then maybe then, just maybe then, you wouldn't have had to have made Luke Skywalker look like a card. I mean, as I said earlier, Mark Hamill is the Joker. Why would you not even try to listen to something that the Joker's trying to tell you? He actually said in an interview he gave him so many ideas, tons of different directions, tons of different stories, tons of different ways that he could have took the character. That is the problem, guys. Rian Johnson does not want to listen. I feel like I'm just being a real moan here, but it's Rian Johnson we're talking about. This isn't going to be, you know, a lovely fluffy video. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I personally don't think that he understands what it means to be a true Star Wars fan. To be a true Star Wars fan is everything that he's pretty much accusing us on and trying to be defensive about. I'm passionate about Star Wars, absolutely. That's what I am as a fan. I'm passionate about Star Wars. Yes, if you don't like that, I don't care. I care about the characters. Yes, absolutely, Rian Johnson, I care about the characters. And I actually enjoy watching the Star Wars movie. Unfortunately, since The Force Awakens, I haven't been able to have that excitement and enjoyment. I get excited about Star Wars. I love watching through all the Star Wars movies. I like supporting the franchise. I like buying vintage figurines. I like buying Black Series figurines. I have a ton of Star Wars stuff. I just love the whole damn thing. I am a fan. And also the fact that I care and that I'm highly worried, that also makes me a true Star Wars fan. But I think that he needs to reevaluate what a Star Wars fan actually is, because everything that he is using to defend the movie is everything that we are as Star Wars fans, that we care. So how dare he use that as a defence of any kind? Wow, I'm just getting so annoyed. Now, I didn't like The Last Jedi, and I'm not going to be a biased fan. If I don't like any Star Wars movie, I am not going to support it. I'm sorry, I didn't support The Last Jedi. So I hope that you did enjoy my rant. And let me know your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already and you are a Star Wars fan, I would recommend that you could at least consider subscribing and maybe check out a couple of my videos if you have a chance, because I have tons of them and I will have lots more Star Wars videos to come from a galaxy far, far away. So until my next video guys, may the force be with you. Thank you so much for watching guys. Bye.